Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. Over the river, residents who attempt the treacherous crossings at the rivers in Overland and Sandway could get some relief before Christmas, according to the constituency's representative, Montgomery Daniel. The representative, while speaking on NBC Radio on Wednesday, gave the updates on the construction of the temporary bridges to cover both Overland and Noel rivers. Daniel disclosed that the contractor had begun installing the steel frame into the wing walls of the existing structure. He said, "From what I gather, the completion date is around November's end. I am quite pleased with the current state of construction. I would like to inform the North Windward constituency, particularly north of the river, and the area that has been affected over the past few months in terms of access, that the temporary bridges will be in place and operational by early December as a Christmas gift from the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines." Daniel stated that upon completion, residents will have easier access to travel north or south of the Overland and Newell rivers. A competition aimed at attracting designs for the Cumberland Trail was won by local company Bacchus Design and Construction BDC. In reference to a press release from Bacchus Design and Construction, the Cumberland Architecture Design Competition was launched for the best concept design for the bridges and other infrastructure works of the Cumberland Trail. 5 incredible designs entered for the Honorable Henry Shannon Award. A diverse panel of stakeholders, including the Ministry of Tourism, National Parks, Forestry, an engineer, and representatives from the SVGEF, altogether judged the designs, the press stated. Bacchus Design and Construction received the most votes to win the competition. The design was titled The Experience of the Amazona Gildingi, emblematic of the St. Vincent endemic parrot. A first ever for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Bacchus's bridge designs will have unique shapes and constructions of the parrot's skeletal structure and inhabited trees. The observation platform will be both for recreation and scientific use, as parrot census can be conducted from it. Other entries to be acknowledged for their incredible submissions include Van Boon Harry, the principal and owner of the Bristec Design Group, BDG, Green Blue Building Designs, Genevieve Cato's submission, and Carmitative Architectural Designs. Still on the local scene, a resident of Chester Cottage, Cyprian Mack, is the 34th homicide recorded for the year of 2022 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. According to reports, the deceased was met lying in his yard with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to his head on Tuesday, 1st November 2022. He was pronounced dead at the scene by the district medical officer. The motive surrounding the killing is still unknown at this time. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on Mac's body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Persons with information that can assist with this investigation are encouraged to contact a police officer or police station they are most comfortable with. In the region, unemployed and vulnerable single mothers from various communities in St. Lucia can now benefit from effective business and micro-enterprise opportunities following a review and upgrade of the Micro-Enterprise Assistance Program MAPE to allow for increased emphasis on single mothers. A collaboration between the James Belgrave Micro-Enterprise Development Fund, BELFund, and the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, SSDF, rollout of the new Targeted Single Mothers Micro-Enterprise Assistance Program in August 2022 was made possible through a cash injection from the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited into the Social Investment Fund being administered by the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. With an allocation of EC $300,000 towards program implementation and the availability of EC $10,000 interest-free loans for business startup, The Single Mothers Micro Enterprise Assistance Program is designed to break the dependency cycle and assist mothers who have a feasible business idea. Established in 2000, Belfond was created primarily to promote sustainable development through self help microenterprise projects by offering loans in all categories of business. The loans are classified as soft loans with no interest attached. To date, 42 applicants have been approved under the Single Mother Microenterprise Assistance Program to start off new small businesses. More in the region, the Barbados based Caribbean Policy Development Center, CPDC, is planning to build a case for debt relief and restructuring for countries in the region. Richard Jones, officer in charge of CPDC, made a disclosure on Wednesday as he maintained that wealthy, heavily industrialized countries or small island developing states, CIDS, who are on the front lines of the accelerating climate and debt crisis. CPDC aims to coordinate a Caribbean civil society, solutions oriented regional policy and advocacy campaign to highlight and address the adverse effects of high debt levels exacerbated by public health crisis, climate change effects, and the historical development deficits caused by small and vulnerable developing states like Barbados and those in the Caribbean, he said. CPDC, through this advocacy campaign, is aiming to build a case for Caribbean debt relief as a priority and also restructuring of existing debt based on the region's inherent climate and economic vulnerabilities. Speaking at the opening ceremony for the Barbados Association of Non-Governmental Organizations Caribbean Debt Workshop at United Nations House, he said the level of debt that currently hampers economic growth in the small developing states is largely due to the colonial financial frameworks still found in smaller economies, particularly in the Caribbean. And on the international scene, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, has been shot and wounded in the leg during an attack on his protest in the eastern city of Wazirabad. According to officials, it was an attempt on his life, but authorities have yet to confirm if he was the target. Members of his PTI party said another 4 persons were injured in the shooting, as Khan, age 70, was leading the march to demand snap elections after he was ousted in April. The former prime minister was taken to the hospital in Lahore and is said to be in stable condition. According to Pakistan's GOTV, a male suspect was later arrested. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.